Earlier on The World, Pakistani writer Bina Shah spoke with me about the women pilots in Pakistan's Air Force, but I also asked her about Christopher Lee. It turns out she met him when he was in Pakistan filming Jinnah.
This was back in 1996, and I was part of the production very informally as a sort of assistant to the producers and assistant to some of the stars.
He's real out there. The posters on TV and the commercials, the magazines, we teach them to appreciate and love themselves just the way they are. And since we speak the language of beauty and aesthetics, and not the language of psychology, we manage at 2:50.
I'm Marco Werman, and this is The World. We've been talking about the importance of music education for girls and women here on our final day of Teach Her.
What is the means by which you live a life? And for me, that led into this more contemplative orientation. You know, can I explore that directly? Not sort of hypothetically, but can I begin to feel my way?
Won't look down, won't open my eyes. She says, very sad. And then the last.
On all major internet providers, so you really ought to make the switch today. Plus, you get to save on smartphone and tablet usage by connecting all of your Wi-Fi enabled devices to AT&T UVerse high-speed internet at your home. Call them today. See how you can lock in a great price on UVerse high-speed.
Who's a bad driver? Toby is. The better land board means my wife and I can invest in land for
Visits. Devidas says that with Agoromo chalk, the math practically writes itself.
Let me try to put it this way. I guess
speak a little bit of Arabic and a little bit of the local languages, so they're even having difficulties communicating with the managers of the orphanage. They can't count.
Alas, for problems everywhere. The Colorado River is already over-allocated. Acharya says in the long term, the region needs to better understand whether climate change is the culprit behind a steady decline in the snowpack in the Rockies, so water managers can better plan around shorter winters. You know, when we don't have water, we have to have these utilities that provide drinking water.
If you're a business owner or part of the leadership team at your business, you know how important your IT operations are.
New Tracker Protein 175 with a 60-horse 4-stroke for only $15,995 plus freight and prep.
Solomon at BBC Monitoring, thank you very much for telling us about this.
Thank you, Marco. My pleasure.
They more often called it a curse. They shared a name, a long name, like so many names in the South.
The framework, Iran will have 5,000 centrifuges enriching uranium for 10 years, down from 19,000. 5,000 still sounds like an awful lot. Why that number? Is that significant?
What I like to do is look at the blues from different angles, and I think that's something that in its own way.
From America's natural gas. Learn how Denver International Airport has committed to lowering emissions by heating its terminal and fueling hundreds of vehicles with natural gas at thinkaboutit.org. From Staples, offering tools to promote business, including large...
We did our thing and just kind of got a lot of stuff out of the system. And one of the things I kind of looked through was maybe...
Sponsor State Senator Larry Taylor to push this through the state Senate.
Now, guaranteed they know there's a C out there, they'll know there's a B and an A, that their school could be better. So they might be looking for ways that they can improve that campus from a C to a B or an A versus being satisfied because it says
one's far off the beaten path, where man seldom meets up with nature. That is, unless you've got a Ram 1500. With best-in-class 29 miles per gallon highway, you can discover those faraway gold mine fishing holes before anyone else does. It's that kind of uncompromising leadership that has more people driving Ram trucks.
Starting at 10, right here on KUT, and coming up tonight at 9 here on KUT, join us for Overheard with Evan Smith. His guest tonight, political strategy.
So it's like Thor's jackhammer. I mean, just brute force physics. And
that, in the words of one former Pentagon official who spoke to me for the story and who has seen video of this bomb being tested, it boggles the mind to see it in action.
Is it enough for the U.S. just to have this bomb as a threat? I mean, is the very existence of this bomb kind of aimed in part to dissuade Iran from ever getting their bomb?
Yes, of course it's sort of
diseases. We've had so many other forces. We later learned the first to last big earthquake to hit Haiti was in 1899. Since 1899, we've had other things to worry about, and earthquakes are part of the national conversation.
Which is the opposite of Nepal, where they've been waiting for years for this big one, now two big ones to happen. So psychically, what do you think that did to Haitians to kind of not really have an earthquake in the back of their mind, in the front of their mind, and then boom, something like this?
It was the greatest bit of violence you could imagine, because when you're invaded or conquered, there's a civil war, there's an enemy, there's somebody you can blame. When hurricanes have tremendous warning, so Haiti's used to that. Earthquakes are particularly violent and brief act of God. It was disturbing because Haitians are quite Catholic and they're quite faith, people of faith.
To get around, traffic is backed up to Concordia. It's also causing delays for those who head northbound on 620 and of course westbound 2222 traffic slowing down. Plus we've got another wreck reported on 620, this one northbound at 183. As far as 35